Fire officials were at this meeting up in Fredonia near the Arizona-Utah state border, and they were really trying to reassure people who live in the North Rim area that they're doing everything they can against historically bad weather for firefighting. These are new pictures shared today. One fire manager said that this is the worst firefighting weather conditions he's seen in 34 years in the Southwest. We're talking high heat, low humidity, wind, all of that. And firefighters have actually had to haul in all of their water. Water has been a big problem here. Just yesterday, they hauled in 130,000 gallons of water so they can deal with this. Now, they did announce some good news. The White Sage fire up to the north is essentially out. It's 95% contained, and they announced that starting Friday, the area that's closed up here in the National Forest, this block, is going to reopen starting Friday north of Jacob Lake. But down here to the south, the Dragon Bravo fire continues to be a major problem. At the meeting tonight, fire managers insisted they're in full suppression mode, but they faced a number of questions about the early days of this fire when authorities announced they were letting the fire burn within a defined area, and then the fire wound up destroying about 70 buildings, including the historic Grand Canyon Lodge you see in this video here. Tonight, we also heard from a longtime cattle rancher whose water source is in the fire's path.
It burnt through the spring that my family 15 years ago put over $100,000 into. We've done it through a wilderness. We've done it through 5 generations. My grandfather retired from the Forest Service. And now I'm being told that they don't know when they can let me back in there to turn the spring back on. I've got 100 head of cattle in these dry conditions.
Yeah, a lot of frustration from her and from others tonight. Firefighters said they're really dealing with tricky conditions, and the satellite can give you, these are satellite indicated hotspots, can kind of give you a sense of what's going on. Down here in the southwestern corner, we see a lot of hot spots tonight. This is right up against the edge of the Grand Canyon, and this is an area where firefighters say the wind is whipping up off the canyon and creating some very unpredictable conditions. Up to the north, this is an area where they saw a lot of fire behavior today, and they saw the fire grew about 4 or 5 miles. I'm looking at the map here. They may have updated the mapping. This is a new area of fire that wasn't in the map earlier, so we should be getting some updated acreage very soon. The good news is along the western front of this fire, the Kaibab Lodge is right about here. Firefighters have been doing a lot of work along this edge. It's not technically contained yet. The fire is still only 13% contained. They haven't quite tied this in, but they feel like that's really close. The nightmare scenario is if fire from down here were to move north along this side. That is something they're working hard to prevent. In the newsroom, I'm Derek Staahl for Arizona's Family.
It feels